It's a really exciting day. We're getting Canada First messaging we desperately need it in our country, I think. Hey, it's Right Blend. I'm in Ottawa. In the background there is the Rogers Centre, where right now underway is the Pierre Poilievre Conservative Party of Canada, Canada First rally that has massive lines. Chris Stacey already there showing how big those lines are. One counter protester.
Go home, Yankee, Yankee, go home.
I'm from Jamaica.
Go home, Yankee, Yankee, go. Go.
Is he calling you a Yankee?
I'm from Jamaica.
I don't understand.
Who's American? Is the Yankee American?
I believe so.
Guys, you think they can run the country? Come on. Go home, Yankee, Yankee, go home.
Are you calling the people American, sir? I'm trying to follow the insult.
We don't want your money here.
So if he sees an American 50 bucks on the ground, what would he do?
Yeah, I'm sure he'd pick it up. Yeah.
I try to talk to as many people as I can over there. I tried to register, had a little bit of issues, and it is also Flag Day. It is a beautiful day for Canada because I love this country regardless of who's in power.
There's one loud heckler.
Thank you for coming.
We're all very excited about the Canada First message, and we think that's going to go a long way. Yeah. Now, does that include for you an anti-corruption stance? We want to look at the corruption and get rid of it.
The Trudeau government has been caught in corruption scandals like you wouldn't believe.
Yes, brother. Yes.
Green slush fund.
Yes, and that's part of the Canada First operation. That's what we want. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Corruption and accountability. I mean, we haven't had that in a long
A
time.
little bit of transparency. That's what we're looking for. Yes, indeed. Good stuff. Thanks for coming.
It filled up in 1 minute.
It's a great day.
So what brings you down to the Pierre Poilievre rally? What are you most excited about with the Conservative platform?
So, I mean, I have been conservative supporter for a long time. I actually a legal immigration
Awesome.
here since 2012.
Okay.
And back then it was Mr. Harper was a prime minister, so I do see the big difference between then and now.
Oh.
Now is the Canada's gone.
It is.
The Canada that I know is gone. So
But it can come back.
Yes, it can come back. So I'm here, showing up here to show my support for the Conservative and Mr. Pierre Poilievre, so that I hope that he can bring back the Canada that we used to have. Yeah.
And what policy are you most excited about?
The most important, I think, first of all, education. So the woke ideology. That's what.
Yeah, the woke ideology is
the-
no good. It's
the-
rotting the brains out.
Exactly. So they destroy the young generations. I'm very worried for the kids right now that what they learn at school right now is not right.
Yeah.
First of all, second is the security, border security.
Right.
I watched the CBC News. I don't want to watch CBC News, but that's kind of like the only source in Canada right now, you know.
Sort of things. There's
Yeah.
lots of great people
There's
out there.
a lot of, yeah.
Pleb, Northern Perspective, me, Right Blend. There's a whole bunch of us on
Exactly.
the right here. True North, formerly, they're I think Juno News now. There's a lot of good sources out there for information.
Exactly,
Rebel.
and the Liberals trying to stop you guys. Like
They
right
do-
now,
they
if you
do,
go-
yeah.
If you go on Instagram and you click on the news link, it will show that the news is not available in Canada.
Right, because
That's
they wanted to
ridiculous.
force the platforms to pay people for having their content
Exactly.
on there. It was craziness.
Exactly, and I left a communist country to come here to get
Right.
freedom, and now it's starting to become communist. I can
Right.
see it now. Like
That's really scary and serious when we have
Exactly.
someone like yourself who's escaped that, recognizes it, and sees it
Exactly.
happening.
It's-
That's terrifying.
Exactly, and the more terrifying thing here I see is that people, so many naive people here, that they don't know what communism is, and they just blindly support what they don't even know what policy that they're supporting.
Yeah, they don't know.
So right now there's open borders, there's so many drugs, there's so many illegal immigrants that come into our country, we don't know who they are.
Exactly.
People wake up in the morning and their car's gone.
Exactly.
And then jail and bells.
And if they
Like,
catch them, exactly, they're up the next day.
they're gonna release on the next day, and I read so many news that the police warn people there is a criminal in your area, but I just don't understand. I don't understand. Like
When you say
they
this-
like they know there's a criminal, they caught them already, and now they release them on the next day. What's the point?
Yeah.
The waste of our tax money.
We're in crazy town right now.
Exactly.
And the taxes are so high, the cost of living is terrible. Like you
Exactly.
said, the cultural issues, the woke
culture.
mind virus in the schools.
Exactly.
It's terrible. But so are you excited about Pierre's shift to Canada First messaging? Do you feel
Exactly,
good about that?
Canada first. Put our citizen first. Put our kid first. Put our veteran first. That's the most important.
Thank you so much for your time.
That's what we need to bring back to Canada.
That's what we need to do. Thank you so much.
I'm
I
Ashley, and nice to meet you.
Your name's
Nice to
Ashley,
meet
my
you.
name's John.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you.
and
That's Chris.
Chris.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for your work, and
Thank
please
you.
keep it up.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Thanks.
Come secure. Tax.
Tax, yeah. Okay. And how do you guys feel about that new Canada First message? Are you excited about it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right? Do you feel like our country kind of hasn't been so Canada First as of late? Is that a fair statement, I think? Yeah, absolutely, man.
I think it's ridiculous to be afraid of other countries to deal with other provinces.
Exactly. We need to get rid of those interprovincial trade barriers for sure. And I think Pierre is the person to do that. Thanks, guys, for a juice. How do you guys feel about the prorogation going on right now? The prorogation of Parliament. How do you feel about that?
I'm not that politically savvy, I'll be honest.
So it just basically means that the Parliament is not functioning when it should be. The Trudeau government has suspended Parliament practically, which is what it is, so that they can run a leadership race. How do you feel about that?
Well, it doesn't sound good off the bat.
It doesn't sound good. I assure you it's not good because there's no question period, there's no committees, and effectively we're not being represented in Parliament. I don't think that's a good thing at all.
That's not good. We're being held back.
And exactly, how are we going to
exactly
deal with the tariffs? Like the Liberals are going around, right? And they're talking about these tariffs and how bad they are for the country. And meanwhile, they're closing Parliament. So how can you say both? How can you say that we're facing a critical threat of the tariffs, but at the same time close Canadian Parliament? How can you even do that? Right? It doesn't make any sense. But nothing they've ever done makes sense.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you guys are going to be voting for Pierre, for the Conservatives?
Yeah.
Exciting. And which area of Canada are you guys in from?
I'm originally from Toronto.
Perfect. So
but I moved here.
Okay. All right.
Welcome.
All right. We need more
Welcome.
Conservative voters in Ottawa. We do. And what about you? Ottawa? It's great to see that the resurgence. Did you hear that they're saying Mark Carney might run in Ottawa? That's what they're saying. I think they were saying Ottawa Vanier, which is a very safe Liberal riding if you guys are on there. That riding I don't think has ever been conservative, so that would be one of the safest in the world.
It's a shit show.
Yeah, it is. We definitely need to change the pace. So thanks guys for talking. My name's Ray Plan. Joey, and your name? Jacob. Joey and Jacob here at the Canada First Rally.
Yeah, how much of a difference it's going to make.
Right, because the country, I don't think we can both agree, the country's not been on the greatest track. We can just move out of it here. The sidewalks are overfull here in Ottawa, but people are still coming out to support the Conservative Canada First Rally. But it might as well be Canada Day. Saw a lot of flags around here, which is great sight. I love seeing flags. So you're excited for the change. Obviously, it's overdue. What policy specifically are you most excited about with the Conservatives?
Immigration policy. They're going to be a little more strict with that.
Yes.
And they don't try to. You're bigoted.
It's a practical conversation.
The vetting process
that needs to happen. We definitely need to have reforms on that. We definitely need to have a sustainable amount of people coming in that we can actually accommodate and build a productive country with, right? Like, because if we have too many, then they can't be accommodated properly, which is just a reasonable conversation. It has nothing to do with race at all. It's whether it doesn't matter where people are coming in from. It's the fact that we got to have reasonable numbers that make sense.
You're hearing these horror stories too. Again, going back to it's not us, but still the U.S. How some people have literally been killed because of this crap immigration system that before the Biden administration.
The crime is definitely out of control, and I think that we need a new approach to crime. And I think Pierre's been really clear that they're going to have an approach to crime where we're going to, jail not bail, where violent criminals in this country today are committing heinous crimes and they're walking away the next day on bail, which is we can't have that. We need safe communities, I think, right? You think so too? I think so.
I think that where my headspace is upholding the principles of virtues for which our veterans fought and died to uphold.
Absolutely, right?
That's what it is.
That's what
it's enshrined, I'm a veterans advocate, enshrined in the Constitution, Charter, and Criminal Code. That's all there is to it.
That's a good point, I think. We need to have this country work for all Canadians, and we need to have it honor the legacy of our brave veterans for sure. So the Canada First message, I'm really excited about that personally. I really like that we have a Canada First message coming out here, and we have a party who's actually putting our country first, right? Because for how long have we had the Liberals and the NDP and everybody else putting us on the back burner while Canadians
demonize a few people during the trucker convoy?
Right, exactly. Struggling to pay our rent and pay bills, right? And it's just a breath of fresh air to have a party that cares about people.
I got something.
Sure, what do you have?
So, you give them 9 years of chances, you keep giving them chances and chances, and they keep fucking breaking and spending more money. So we gotta fix that before we can continue. And then they brought in 2 million people on top of our already crippling housing and medical coverage.
Yes.
So what are we supposed to do with the 40 plus million Canadians that we already have? We're gonna put Canada first, and that involves also not inviting everybody to come over.
Yeah.
It is, it's controversial, I would say, but
Sure. So, well, I mean, I think there's definitely an argument to be had about reasonable immigration, for sure.
Yeah.
Like, we have to have an immigration level that's sustainable, and that's a huge conversation that needs to happen. It's not a conversation we were able to have in Canada for many years. It was just too taboo.
There's so much red tape.
But the fact is that, you know, when you have a reckless immigration system with no check or balance at all, and you don't know who's coming in. First of all, we know that there's terrorists entering the United States from Canada, over 300 in fiscal year 2024, attempted to gain entry at a U.S. port of entry coming to the United States from Canada. So who are these people? Where are they coming from? So that's a big problem, like you said. And also the housing, the rent, the healthcare.
Everything else.
It does. It does. So it's a critical issue. Is there anything else that you're really excited about with Pierre? How do you feel about this pivot to the Canada First messaging? Is that exciting?
I think it's a good thing. You know,
I think so.
I think people are taking it in a bad light. And
Really?
Yes, actually, because they're associating it with. I've been reading. I go on Reddit occasionally. You know,
That's
I read
it. Take mental health breaks.
Yeah, our slash Ottawa is a fucking hellhole. Man, I tell you.
It's funny, yes.
But it's very like people consider this to be on the level of Nazis, and that's just disgusting.
No, well, it's a quote.
just
It's a quote. Canada first, Canada last, Canada always is a quote from Wilfrid Laurier. So I think it's not a controversial position to put our country first. I think
Absolutely
that's
not.
a necessary position. If you're trying to be the government of Canada, you should put your country first, right?
Exactly. We've been rubbing the feet of other people for a long enough time, and it's time for a change.
Yeah, let's build infrastructure, build pipelines,
We
build
need
ports.
infrastructure. We need to open up that, and I would encourage skilled workers to go over.
Yes. Yes, we have lots here in Canada as well. We need to increase our trade programs for sure. I agree with all
We
of that.
allow TFWs. We need temporary foreign doctors. We need temporary foreign nurses.
Yeah, that'd be
Or
interesting.
specialized trades.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time. What's your name, man? Rob. My name's Glenn. John.
Thanks, Casey. Nice to meet you.
It's a really exciting day. We're getting Canada First messaging we desperately need it in our country, I think. So what brings you guys out here? Like, what are you guys most excited for? What policies? It's sickening, isn't it?
It is. It is actually sick, physically sick.
So you came all the way out here. Where are you coming from?
Well, I actually just came from like an hour out of town.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Some people are here from Hamilton. They're from all over.
3 hours.
I'm 2.5
Well, nice to meet you, sir. Thanks for coming. Well, I think it's really great that you're getting this Canada First messaging. Like we were just talking to with our other friend over there. You know, Canada First isn't a racist message. That's a message from Canada's first president, one of Canada's first presidents, Canada's first francophone prime minister, Wilfrid Laurier, when he said Canada First, Canada Last, Canada Always, right? And he's also the author of the Sunny Ways spiel, right? That you know loved to hear so much in 2015, right? But now all of a sudden quoting him's racist. I don't understand that. So are you guys excited for the tax cuts? Like, is that a big motivator for you?
Carbon tax?
Like the carbon tax cuts?
Never have been there.
Oh.
Should never have been there.
Do you think that the
Totally Nazi economic.
Come on in close. Come on.
Yeah,
closer, sir.
of course.
Sorry.
Better immigration planning.
What is your biggest concern with the immigration system right now?
Well, the healthcare system can't handle it.
Exactly, and that's a reasonable.
I work in healthcare, and it just
Well, thank you so much for working in healthcare. That's a thankless job often.
yeah.
So thank you. And it's crazy because this is a conversation, immigration, that we weren't able to have in this country for 10, 15, 20 years. And it just slowly has gotten a lot worse. Whereas it's a simple number, it's a numbers game. How can you accommodate it? You're taking in over 1 million people a year at the present. I know they've committed to some reductions, but too little, too late. We need definitely a total rethinking of the system because, like you said, the healthcare, the housing, the rent, it's a supply and demand equation. You have 1,000 people looking to rent an apartment. That apartment's going to cost an exorbitant amount of money, right? And same with the healthcare. If you have 1,000 people wait to see a nurse, and you're one nurse, right? It's just a simple numbers game. So that's good.
Their job is getting worse and worse every year.
Nothing against any person. It's just not.
Exactly.
It's not sustainable.
It's an economic issue, and that's what it is. It's not about it's not prejudicial at all. It's an economics issue and it's a management issue.
It's a planning issue. You're bringing tons of people in. You got to have the structure there to support it. It doesn't make sense.
That's really common sense. It's good to hear.
Yeah.
How long have you been supporting Pierre Poilievre for?
Ever since I started hearing about it, she actually got me onto it first.
Okay.
She was probably a couple of years now.
Are you in the Carleton riding?
I am in. Where's the Carleton riding? I'm sorry.
Sorry, so when you vote federal, they will.
For
I'm thinking you probably might be in Carleton.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you probably will be casting. Have you voted for Pierre in the past as your MP?
No, I didn't. No, someone else.
Okay,
so you're
the next riding because Pierre's been in that riding for a long time. So if you were voting for him, you'd know.
Yeah.
How do you guys So in that riding, it's interesting, in Carleton, there's a Liberal running against him, and this is kind of a funny story, Bruce Vanjoy. Do you guys think he's going to win?
No. I wish not.
No, he's got no chance.
He's got no
chance. So how do you guys think that this resurgence of support that the polls are showing for the Liberals, do you think this is like a dead cat bounce? Do you think that it's real?
I feel like it's kind of fake, yeah.
I feel like it's, there might be some new energy about Carney, but that's going to dissipate really quickly. Have you seen the rally they did in Regina a couple of days ago? That was really sad. There was like a room of maybe 50 people. It looked like he'd grabbed either a funeral parlor or a bingo rally. Now we can see here, it's cold as heck, snow everywhere. And people, this building is overflowing. The crowd's really high spirits. We've got all kinds of people here showing all kinds of support, every background, which is really beautiful, right? Because that's what Canada is. And everyone's here for that Canada First message, to put our country first. It's really beautiful, I think. It's great to see. But Carney's rallies, if you watch them, they're like a bingo hall or a funeral parlor. It's a really, there's no momentum there. I'll tell you that right now. Thanks for your...
Thank you.
It'll be worse when he comes in.
He's going to have a couple months at the helm, right, before we get an election.
Which is scary.
Which is very scary because he doesn't know anything about economics. Did you hear what he said about steel? Apparently nothing's made of steel, according to Mark Kearney, right?
And he was a financial advisor for to do it.
He was, and they really tried...
building I don't want to go in.
They really tried to downplay his involvement, right? Because Kearney's been economic advisor to Trudeau for years. He's a front row seat to all of this. To the economic calamity that we're in, and they're trying to pretend that he's an outsider. This is a guy who's been the governor of the Bank of Canada, the governor of the Bank of England, right? You can't be more of an insider than him, right?
Exactly.
He's got the king on speed dial, so I mean, he's a real outsider.
The Brits kicked him out, and Canada takes him in. How did that?
It doesn't work. I don't think so.
It doesn't work at all.
Well, guys, I really appreciate all your times, and thank you so much for talking. Canada first, Canada last, Canada always. Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much for your back, John.
That was good. So what brings you down here to the rally today? What are you most excited for?
I'm most excited that it was actually in Ottawa, because I've seen Pierre's quite a few rallies. We've been outside the part of the city where I live in. So I knew the rallies were 1 o'clock, and I'm actually surprised it's actually that large.
Yes.
I came down around 2 o'clock, and I saw a row of people behind me.
It was way more packed than this. It started to dissipate because it's been overflowed basically since the first couple of minutes. They were full.
So I'm just looking for proper policies by our government. Certainly Canada First policies.
That's amazing, right?
Yeah, that's the way I look at it. So make good of extract your natural resources, maintain freedom of them, basically.
And tear down those interprovincial trade barriers so we can actually move products between our provinces.
I mean, the last 9 years the Liberals never did it, 3% of the Conservatives never did it, so let's do it.
Let's do it now, right? We have that.
It doesn't make sense to let it go on. The problem I'm seeing now is like, it's almost like a desperation tactic. We're actually doing something about it. And we never really react to taking us when Trump got power. So hopefully
we got to take the blessings where we can, and the fact is we got that motivation. Let's use it. Let's build this country. We've got the oil, we've got the trees, we've got the precious minerals, and we've got the people to make it happen. We've got great minds here in this country. We have a lot of capacity and potential, and we really need to realize it, I think. So I'm really excited about this Canada First messaging, that it's right there. It's the tagline now, and I hope I think that's the winning election strategy, because I don't, as a Canadian, I don't really feel like our government's put us first at all. Like, if they're putting themselves first.
The dominance of this country, we're lucky enough to be in this country, and everybody's coming at a different time in their lives, right? Could have been 20 years ago, could have been 5 years ago, could have been over 120 years ago. But I think we've always had a build-up of our, I'll say, principles, right? Yeah. And they continuously be, used when they're threatened to get into a war to, defend them and stuff like that. We're also blessed with massive natural resources, and we've never done anything for it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's
make it happen. Let's make it happen. Let's build.
Let's position differently. Yeah. And do what's best for the people.
Absolutely. So, one more question. Thank you for your time, sir.
Yeah.
The crowd's full, which is a good thing. This isn't like a Carney rally where it's crashing a bingo hall and/or a funeral parlor, right? Like I seen it the other day. It looked like he was giving a eulogy in Saskatchewan there. That's not the case here. The atmosphere is electric. We've got people from every background here for a multitude of reasons. They're excited and they want that change. Meanwhile, we have the Trudeau government proroguing Parliament, taking our voice away. But it's interesting because we have this one solo counter-protester in the background who's singing things like Yankee, Yankee, go home. What would you say to him if you had the chance?
Well, I mean, don't bring up anti-American. Right. I think it's a massive issue. Is that we should be proud. So we've had the longest undefended border for years.
We have.
So let's work together to actually and we fought in wars together in some ways. Not in the War of 1812, but that was only a British war than our war.
Right.
So at the end of the day, we're going to work with each other and hold like a North America do its best. I mean, Europe is actually, Europe has a union going on, so let's have closer integration with the U.S.
Sure. I mean, there's ways to do that where we still maintain our sovereignty and our history and our culture. And right, exactly. It's not about hating on the Americans. It's about making our country better.
I mean, if we were booing the national anthem.
That's sick. I hate that. That's not us. That's not us. It's not who we are.
No.
That's not who we are at all. That needs to stop.
So, and I think the conservatives, they have to do a better job of promoting what's great about this country.
Yeah.
And don't be afraid to do so.
Right. Let's not be ashamed to be proud Canadians. I think the Conservatives are off to a good start here. I think they're on the right foot with this new messaging, and I'm excited about that Canada First messaging. Well, thanks for your time, sir.
Take care.
Okay, we can't really hear him, but.
Oh, there he is.
You can hold it. All right, good. Yeah. Let's go.
Beautiful.
All right, Mr. Snowman, what brings you out to the Canada First Pierre Poilievre Conservative Rally?
Oh, man, I wish I would have been here earlier. I wanted to be in there for him so much.
But you're spreading the joy to the overflow crowd outside. This is a busy rally, not like Mark Carney's where it looks like he's crashing bingo halls or funeral parlors.
I agree.
Right? So what policy are you most excited for on the Conservative platform?
Oh, gosh. Everything that he's got, I agree with it.
Get rid of that carbon tax.
Tax.
Stop the crime. The violent criminals getting out on bail the next day. It's no good.
Yes.
So everything is excited. How do you feel about the Canada First messaging coming out? I think it's really good personally.
I think it is. He's been doing it for many years. I've been following him. I really enjoy it.
And putting it right there. Putting it right there as the tagline, I think that's the winning move. I think that's make Trudeau a drama teacher again. I love your hat. I love your hat. And he's a terrible drama teacher, and he's an even worse prime minister.
Well, he's a good actor.
Sometimes. So we have to give him credit where it's due, I guess.
Yeah.
Which feels dirty, just saying that much.
I gotta admit, I've got a costume on right now.
Hey man, it's a good day, right? Because we're all here. It's Flag Day. We're celebrating our country, which is a beautiful, great country with a beautiful flag. And we really need to focus on put our country first because our government has put us to the wayside. It's them first, Canada last, right?
Yes.
They right now they've prorogued Parliament so they can run a leadership race. How do you feel about that?
No, I don't like it.
I don't like it either. That's a good answer. I don't like it. And hopefully, right now, yesterday and the day before that in federal court, the JCCF representing different applicants, they're challenging it right now in federal court, basically saying that Trudeau overstepped his authority. So hopefully, we get a good decision from the Federal Court of Canada to overrule the prorogation and call Parliament back.
Yes.
Right, and you think about what caused this, right? When we started back to the fall with the STTC documents that they did not give to the House of Commons, right? So it became an issue of privilege that the government did not provide those dirty documents about all this different slush funds. Let's be honest about what they're running, right? There's no accountability, and as Canadians, we have a right to be represented, and we're not. And we never, even when they are in session, they're not putting our interests first.
No. And with the truckers, that was terrible.
What they did, they villainized them. Villainized them, and there was a lot of Canadian flags there too.
Yeah, well, it's unfortunate that you didn't make it in, but I think in another sense that's a really good sign. There was a 1,000-person venue.
Yeah. Line up around the building outside in the cold. And
I forgot to bring my VIP pass.
Yeah, next time.
Snowman VIP.
Yeah. We'll put you on the list, I'm sure,
thanks,
next
man.
year.
Thanks for talking.
Thank you so much.
We'll give you a fist bump.
Thank you. Beautiful.
Let's go. Canada first, Canada last, Canada always. Let's go. Thanks, guys. Cheers. And it is also Flag Day. It is a beautiful day for Canada because I love this country regardless of who's in power, because this country is more than our government. It's more than Trudeau in the background. The city of Ottawa is pretty. There's the Chateau Laurier, Rogers Centre, Parliament Hill, Peace Tower. I do love this city. I do love this country. I love our history. I love everything about it. We have always been a proud, strong people. We've always come together to overcome the challenges that we faced. The cold climate, just even settling here was incredibly difficult to build civilization. Look at the amount of snow on the ground here in Ottawa. Has seen much more severe winters than this, and we've overcome that. We've developed industries. We got oil out of the ground. We chopped down and processed lumber. We did what we had to do to survive and thrive, and we have so much potential in this country, and that's what Canada First is about. It's about realizing our amazing potential as a country to fulfill the things that we can do, and we can do it together. And we're more than our government, we're more than the Liberals, we're more than Trudeau. We are the true north, strong and free. And I am happy in many ways to see so many Canadians trying to fly the flag again, because if we are a united country, then we can achieve great things together, and I truly do believe that, and I want to see it happen. I want to see Canada succeed. I want to see us become what we can be. I want to see us be the greatest country in the world. We have so much potential, and I think that it's necessary that Pierre Poilievre wins. I think that his vision of Canada versus the alternatives is the best for our country, and that we will really have a good chance of success with him at the helm, and I think he's got a good chance of winning. Today, the amount of people who came out for the rally is just very impressive, and it's a beautiful day in Ottawa, cloudy, overcast, wintry day, but again, the scenery is beautiful. Hi. Are you happy with Flag Day? Do you like Flag Day? That's great. I love it. Good to see it. Thank you, ma'am. There's a proud Canadian right there. I love Flag Day. I love the fact that people could say they're proud Canadians again. I've always worn this hat. I'll keep wearing this hat. And together, we will be the true North, strong and free, and we're going to have the greatest country in the world here. That's our future, and that's what we're going to make happen. The Rideau Canal Skateway in the greatest capital city in the greatest country in the world, Canada. Today, Canada First rally well underway at the Rogers Centre, just over there.